Hey everyone, welcome to The Ritual, a podcast by Monsuri. First, thank you. The response to episode 1 was more than we expected. The comments, the messages, people sharing their own driveway moments. That was the whole point of this show.
Good to be back. The real stuff. Not the perfect version of self-care. The messy, tired, trying your best version. That's exactly what this is.
Today we're going somewhere a lot of people have felt, but never been able to name. Let's get into it. We did tease last episode that we were going to go deep on what actually happens to your body during a bath, and we are getting there, but something kept coming up in the comments that we couldn't ignore. It felt more urgent, so we're going there first.
And I think once people hear today's topic, they'll understand why we moved it up.
I went to bed at 10 p.m. last week, full 8 hours. Woke up and my first thought before I even looked at my phone was, I'm exhausted. And I just laid there thinking, I did everything right. What is happening?
That feeling, waking up tired after a full night, is way more common than people think. It's not a you problem. There's a reason for it. And once you understand it, it changes how you think about rest entirely.
That's exactly what we're getting into today. Because I think most of us have been told the same thing our whole lives: sleep more, get your 8 hours, fix your sleep schedule. And that advice isn't wrong, but it's also not the whole picture.
Not even close to the whole picture.
So today's episode is called Why You're Always Tired Even When You Sleep Enough. And I think by the end of this conversation, a lot of people are going to feel genuinely seen. Because this is one of those things where you know something is off, but you can't quite name it. And that's frustrating in its own way.
It is. And when you can't explain why you're tired, it's really easy to just blame yourself. Like, maybe I'm lazy. Maybe I need more caffeine. Maybe I'm just not a morning person.
Right. And you start building your whole identity around being tired, like it's just a fixed thing about you.
Which it isn't.
Which it isn't. So the first thing we need to separate, and this took me a while to actually sit with, is that sleep and rest are not the same thing.
They're related, but they're doing completely different jobs. Sleep is handling the physical side. Your body is doing a lot of work while you're asleep, processing, repairing, resetting. And that part is real, and it matters. But there's another kind of tired that sleep doesn't touch, and that's the mental and emotional weight you're carrying around all day.
The stuff that doesn't just turn off when you close your eyes.
Exactly. And most people, especially people who are managing a lot, working, parenting, keeping track of everything for everyone around them, are walking around with both kinds of tired at the same time. And sleep is only solving one of them.
You can sleep 8 hours and wake up still carrying the other half. And that's not a sleep problem. That's a rest problem. I remember the first time someone made that distinction to me. I think I'd heard it before, but it hadn't actually landed. And then one day, it just clicked. Oh, these are two completely different things that need two completely different solutions.
And once it clicks, you start seeing it everywhere. You see it on Sunday evenings, even after a quiet weekend. You see it in how some vacations leave you more drained than before you left.
Oh, the vacation thing is so real. You come back more exhausted than when you left, and people look at you like you're broken.
Because you were supposed to be refreshed.
But if you spent the whole vacation still checking messages, still managing logistics, still being the person everyone else was looking to, you weren't actually resting. You were just doing the same thing in a different location. And that's what we really want to dig into today. Not just the theory, but what this actually looks like in real life. Why it happens, what kind of tired we're talking about when sleep doesn't fix it, and what actually does.
Because there is an answer. It's just not the one we've been given.
So let's actually name the two kinds of tired. Because I think once you can name them separately, everything starts to make more sense.
The first one is physical. Your body has been moving, carrying, doing. It needs sleep to recover. That's the one we all know about. 8 hours, sleep schedule, don't stay up too late. And sleep handles that one well.
But the second one is different. It's the kind that comes from thinking, from deciding, from holding everything together for everyone around you all day long. What's for dinner? Did I reply to that? Don't forget the appointment. Is everyone okay?
And that kind of tired doesn't care how long you slept. Because sleep wasn't built to process that. Your brain is still running it in the background, like tabs that never actually close.
That's exactly what it feels like. 47 tabs open, and you can't find the one that's playing sound.
Exactly that. And here's the thing about those tabs. They don't close just because you got horizontal. You wake up and they're all still there, right where you left them.
Which is why Monday morning can feel just as heavy as Friday evening. You slept the whole weekend, but you never actually put anything down.
Sleep recovers the body. It doesn't empty the inbox. And for a lot of people, that inbox has been full for months.
And I think the reason this hits so hard is that the mental load doesn't have an off switch. You can be lying in a warm bath and still be mentally drafting tomorrow's schedule.
Because nobody told you that you were allowed to actually stop, like fully stop. Not just change locations, you see it in how some vacations leave you more drained than before you left.
Rest got rebranded somewhere along the way. It became bubble baths and face masks and pretty candles on Instagram. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about actually putting the mental weight down, even for 30 minutes.
And the reason it's so hard is that the mental load feels like responsibility. So releasing it, even briefly, feels like you're dropping the ball.
Which is the guilt. That quiet voice that says you haven't earned it yet.
And that voice is lying to you. Rest isn't a reward for finishing. It's what makes finishing possible.
Rest isn't what you get when everything is done, because everything is never done. Rest is what you decide to take anyway.
So what actually helps? Your body and your brain need a signal, something that says, that part of the day is over. Without that signal, you're just lying down with a busy mind. Which is why scrolling doesn't work. You're horizontal, but your brain is still on. It's rest in position only.
Warm water, a specific scent, a change in temperature. These aren't just nice extras. They're the signal. Your body reads them as, okay.
I took even 20 minutes in the bath first. I was out within minutes of hitting the pillow. Because I gave my body a transition instead of expecting rest to just happen automatically. And this is where the Monsuri Restorative Rose Bath Bomb comes in for me. The scent hits first, and something about that alone starts to shift the mood before you're even fully in the bath.
That's the signal working. Your brain associates that scent, that warmth, with the permission to stop. Over time, it gets faster. The association builds.
It's not about finding a perfect hour of silence. It's about 20 minutes and making them mean something. Same time if you can, same product, same intention. Even when people understand all of this, there's still something that gets in the way. It's not time. It's the belief that you haven't earned it yet.
Busyness became an identity. The more you're managing, the more you're worth. And the moment you stop, that quiet voice shows up. Should you really be doing this right now?
The shift isn't, I deserve to rest. That still treats rest like a reward. The shift is, rest is part of how I function. It's what makes everything else possible.
Rest isn't time away from your responsibilities. It's what makes you capable of meeting them.
20 minutes, warm water, the restorative rose bath bomb, no phone. That's not a luxury. That's maintenance. That morning I woke up after 8 hours, and the first thought was exhaustion. It was never a sleep problem. What was missing was the actual putting down of the day, not just the body, the whole weight of it.
Mental tired doesn't announce itself the way physical tired does. It just sits there quietly, making everything harder, making the morning feel like it started 3 hours before you were ready.
For me, that's the bath. 20 minutes. The restorative rose bath bomb. No phone on the edge of the tub, and by the time the water cools, I'm already somewhere quieter than I was when I got in.
Start with the action, the bath, the scent, the warm water. The rest follows.
That's why you're always tired, even when you sleep enough. Two kinds of tired. Sleep handles one, the other needs something intentional, something your body learns to recognize as the signal that the day is over. The Monsuri Restorative Rose Bath Bomb is linked below, 4 ounces. Rose scent, warm water, 20 minutes, no phone. That's the whole practice.
Simple enough that you'll actually do it, which is the only kind of practice that works.
Do you have a wind-down routine before bed, or do you just go from 100 to sleep? Drop it in the comments. Next episode, the mental load, the invisible weight of remembering everything for everyone. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Take care of yourselves. Actually take care of yourselves. That's the whole point of being here. See you next time.
See you next time.